Let's talk about the seven gates of Gondolin that protect the secret entrance to the hidden realm in the Silmarillion. And we've heard of Gondolin. We know that the swords Glamthring, Orcrist, and of course Sting all come from the hidden realm in the Elder Days. This is confirmed by Elrond in The Hobbit. But, Gondolin is an incredibly important location, and one of the last kind of strongholds of the Noldor after the Nunayath Arnordiad, the Battle of Unnumbered Tears. King Turgon is now the king of all the Noldor. And at this time, Tor and Varanwe, an elf from Gondolin, are now coming to Gondolin to warn them of the words of Ulmo. That is why they're traveling there. And Varanwe leads Tor through an area here near Brethil and Dimbar that's called the Fords of Brithiac. And it's from there that he drives him to go all the way to the Dry River. This is the main entrance into the passage known as the Ulfar Ekor, the cleft of the encircling mountains, because Gondolin is located in an encircled mountain area called the Ekoriath, and it's at the dead center on this kind of rock island that sits there. But a lot of people don't know that this area actually used to be a lake. It is why, there is an entrance carved into the mountains. It is from the flowing of water, and it's tied into the wars of the Valar before even elves and men awoke. But as Tor's being led, it's been like 37 days of travel. They are exhausted. They are running out of food. They kind of pull over on a side of a kind of cave in the mountains, and they start their journey off again, going through the dry river until they reach this cleft, like I spoke about, where it's dark. And they start entering, and Tor starts questioning where the gate is and what have you. And Varanwe tells him not to doubt him, only for a voice to come out of the darkness, being like, hey, be a friend or whatever, you will be slain or etc. if you don't stand up and come forth. And this is Alemekil. Alemekil is the kind of like captain of the Dark Guard of the first gate of Gondolin, known as the Gate of Wood. And this is the first gate that they come across. Because Alemekil has decided to lead these two. He is old friends with Varanwe, but not only that, Tor has come like decked out. He is obviously something out of legend. With Ulmo, the Valor of Water, speaking through him, and Alemekil's like, the king needs to decide what to do with this. I'm overwhelmed. I would be too. And what ends up happening is they come to this gate that has like almost two towers, and of course, like, this wooden portcullis with iron nails. And Alemekil just puts his hand on the gate and it just rises up. No sound, nothing. Real elvish magic, or maybe just technology. Who knows? And they keep traveling. And as they go through this Ulfar Ekor, this cleft of the encircling mountains, it starts going at an incline. They're going up. And they're going to reach the highest peak of the Ekoriath, the encircling mountains around Gondolin. The next gate they come to is actually the Gate of Stone. And the Gate of Stone is very intriguing because it's very similar to what we saw with, like, it has towers and what have you, but it doesn't look like there's any gate there. It's flush, like almost one block of stone, until Alemekil puts his hand to it and the doors open. And at this time, he takes Tor and Varanwe to get some food. They're obviously wary, and lets them chill. He gives them some wine and some Noldorian food, and it's enough to replenish Tor, where he's eager to keep going on this quest. And the next gate they come to is the Gate of Bronze. And the Gate of Bronze, once again, has towers on it, but its doorways are of shields and plates with intricate designs of characters and strange, like, runes on it that Tor doesn't recognize. And the gate opens, and they go through it once more, and they see, like, kind of like an array of guards as they did before. And then the next one they come across is the Gate of Riven Iron. And this gate's very intriguing because there are several gates that kind of, you have these small devices that when the gates are down, they create this image of like almost leaves and trees through the gate. But not only that, there is Thorondor, the eagle, and kind of like Riven Iron, kind of casted and placed at the top of the lintel of this gate. And when they go through here, everything opens up, and that's when Tor notices that these intricate designs all work together. And when they go through, they see another group of guards who wear visors that have almost like an eagle's beak. That's what the visor looks like on their helms, a bunch of elves who are guarding this gate. And as they keep traveling, you know, Tor notices something very specific to the Lord of the Rings. Uilos, a flower growing before the Gate of Silver. And Uilos is actually a flower that a lot of us all know. It is a flower that grows on the graves of the kings of Rohan. It is Symbol Mine. It's another name for Evermind, or Alfarin as it's referred to during the oath of Kirion in Errol. That's when, Errol the Young becomes the first king of Rohan and is given the land of Carlinarthon, or Rohan, by, Kirion, one of the stewards of Minas Tirith. What ends up happening next is that they come to the Gate of Silver. And the gate is beautiful. It is inlaid with silver and pearls from Balar, of the Bay of Balar. And not only that, We see that the tree Telperion, the tree of silver from Valinor, has been created on the gate as well. And this opens up, leading us to a group of archers, like well over 100 in line, silent, which Elemekil leads Tor and Varanwe through. And as they're leaving, they notice that the Uilos in the grass area where it was growing, there are also small, like golden flowers as well. They don't really ever confirm which flower this is. And thus we come to the Gate of Gold, the last gate built before the Nirnaeth Arnordiad, the Battle of Unnumbered Tears. It's one of the more ancient gates, because keep in mind, no one has passed through this area save like the elves of Gondolin after that battle for like 300 years or something like that. And when they come to this gate, it is inlaid with diamond and topaz, and of course these slivers of gold, which create the other tree of Valinor on its gate front. It is the tree Laurelin, and it's like, an image of that tree of Valinor once again preserved. There are also these stacks of marble I want to clarify with both the gates of silver and gold that like sit at the top. These orbs of marble that are like kind of like are on the lintel of the gate. But as they keep going, this is where we finally come across the last gate that was built. The most latest one is called the Gate of Steel, and it's actually made by Maiglin, the son of the dark elf Eol, and of course Erethel, the sister of King Turgon. He has built this like intricate inline gate that has these two huge towers, and it is there that we finally see Tor and Varanwe enter into Gondolin proper. But not only that, they're put in front of the warden of the gate, and it is actually Ecthelion, the one who defeats, Gothmog in battle. And the fountain is also the Lord of the Fountains. That's what he's referred to as. And when he sees Tor taking off the cloak and everything like that, and he hears the words that Tor speaks to him, that like no one can hinder the words of the Lord of Waters, and sees this guy where a lot of these individuals were there when, Turgon put up the gear in Vinyamar. They're taken aback. They're like, my gosh, like, this is confirmed. We are to allow you to pass. There is nothing that should hinder you. But this is how Tor in the winter comes to Gondolin on his 38th day of traveling. He looks out over this whole area and he sees in the distance the realm of Gondolin on Tumladen. And it is there that he stays.